Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of North Fulton Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and folks, we're broadcasting live from inside Renaissance Bank on Main Street in beautiful Alpharetta. And if you are looking for a bank that is big enough to handle pretty much any need you can throw at them, but small enough to do it in a personal way, Renaissance Bank ought to be your choice. Now, I say that from personal experience, folks. I know this from the clients that I work with, that we've worked with Renaissance on their needs, and it's been a great experience. So if you'd like to make that switch, or at least explore what they can offer for your business, go to renaissancebank.com and find their local office and give them a call. And I think you'll be glad you did. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Susan Bonds-McCulloch. Susan is with Dress for Success Atlanta. Susan, welcome.
Thanks, John. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Let's talk a little bit about you and Dress for Success Atlanta. How are you serving folks out there?
So Dress for Success Atlanta works with women who are trying to get back into the workforce. Many of your listeners will know Dress for Success because I bet many have dropped off clothing at our location at 6255 Barfield Road in Sandy Springs. And we greatly appreciate any of the women's clothing that we receive, but we also help women with interview skills. We run a myriad of classes from financial wellness to helping them know how to do a savings plan, to how to interview appropriately, to mentorship programs, to our professional women's group that meets once a month for ladies that have come through our program and have been successful in finding jobs. And this year, I'm excited to tell you that we have started in partnership with Accenture job skills training.
Oh, wow.
So our very first cohort was devoted to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Office. So our goal is to help elevate the women that we serve so that they have the skills necessary to have a career, not just a job.
A lot there I want to dig into, but I want to talk a little bit about you. Let's because you've got a background in corporate and made the change over to nonprofit, running as executive director, running Dress for Success Atlanta. Talk about your journey and what attracted you ultimately to this particular organization and its mission.
Well, I have to say I'm extremely blessed to be able to do this. And you're exactly right. I had a 25-plus year career in the insurance industry, mostly selling employee benefits and helping run a benefits team. And I was very blessed, and I enjoyed doing that. But what I became aware of was that what made me truly happy was when I was working and serving my clients and helping them when their need was the greatest, i.e. someone who maybe had a sick child or needed a transplant, or they did not know how to deal with the bills. So I began to really look at nonprofit and see that that was a way that I could serve. And I grew up with a single mom. We did not have much. And honestly, I do what I do now in honor of her also. Helping women and helping them grow and see what they can become and develop the skill sets that I know that many of them have buried in them. They just need a chance. Is something that's very important to me. I was very blessed when I came to Atlanta we won't talk about when I came to Atlanta, but I was very blessed when I came to Atlanta, and I had people who really supported me and taught me and saw something in myself that I probably did not see. So it means a lot to me to help elevate the ladies that we serve. And we don't only elevate them, we help their entire families. I'll tell you, one of my favorite statistics for Dress for Success is for every one woman we serve, we help elevate 6 others out of poverty.
Wow. Now, is that because that's their family that they're working on behalf of, or Say more about that statistic.
So it could be their family. It could be friends. It could be that they've turned around and helped another person behind them, which is something that we truly try to encourage.
Sure.
But generally, when you think about the heart of a home, most people think about the mom, the grandma, the aunt. And once you elevate a woman out of poverty, not that men don't, so I'm not picking on men, John, but women tend to turn around and really want to make sure that they're helping that child or person behind them.
That makes sense. I mean, that's part of the DNA of so many women in what they do. Now, and one thing we need to make clear here about your organization. So you've mentioned women repeatedly. It's not that you don't like men, and there aren't needs that men have in this regard, but it's just you're focused on women.
We are focused on serving the needs of women in the greater Atlanta community. Mm-hmm. There are services out there for men, but Dress for Success was founded here in Atlanta in 1997. And it was founded by a lady named Deborah Wolf, who really wanted to help women that she saw coming through her workplace that needed help. So we have always been focused on women.
And one of the things that I think we also heard was a lot of programming that go beyond just running a clothes closet, right? I mean, you're much more, just more than having professional clothing for women that need that.
That is 100% true. We really try and dig deep and help women where they truly need it, and try and meet them where their greatest needs are. So, for example, when a woman comes into our office and we're working with her, we may see that her self-confidence is not what it really needs to be. So she may get a little extra time and attention and maybe pet it a little bit and help build her up. We have a gala every year in September, and I'm proud to say we gave our first scholarship out this past September for higher education. We spotlighted a woman that had come through our organization. We knew she was running from domestic violence. She had 3 children that she's raising, and she was working and going to school full time. At night, she was going to do her classes online at the library after she put her children to bed. She did not have a laptop, so we were able to bestow upon her a $5,000 college grant along with a brand new laptop. So now she does not have to leave her home and her children at night to finish her schoolwork.
Wow. Susan, you got me right there. I think we just need to give everybody the phone number on how they can get in touch and support this great cause. But we're not going to do that, folks. But wow, what a great story. And that's just one example of many I know you could tell, and we'll talk about some more here as we go along. But what you're talking about is addressing more than just the surface. I mean, as important as the surface is, as important as dressing for success and I guess putting yourself out there in a way that is professional to professional employers. There's much more to it than that.
There is, and I honestly did not realize that when I started this job. But, you know, we really try and meet our women where they need us. And as much as they want to be involved with Dress for Success Atlanta, we're going to be involved with them. So that is what PWG is for. So our professional women's group, it is a networking group that meets once a month. And it is there to help ladies who come through our programs, and maybe they've landed a job, but they've landed a very entry-level job and they want to move up. So we invite companies to come and network with women. We have speakers. It's a networking group much like you and I would go to. When the ladies come into our office, they are truly loved on. They are given a safe, soft place to make a mistake. So, for example, we all know, I'm sure, that I am not a professional radio person. So, John, you
come on, you sound fantastic. What are you talking about?
Very comfortable. So I will relate this to the ladies who come in when we are working with them, like doing their interview skills and doing mock interviews. You know, some of the things that we tell them is, we want you to make the mistakes here. We want you to feel comfortable to ask questions and know that even if you leave here, you can come back to the person that you worked with and you can say, I forgot to ask you this, or I need help with my resume. So we want them to know that there's nothing that we will not help them do, if possible, to help elevate them to the next level. Most of your listeners have probably had mentors, or they've had people in their life that they can run things by. I have a personal board of directors, which is a networking group that I belong to.
Yeah.
So I really modeled this after my networking group. And I want the ladies to know that we're here to help lift them up. We're that soft hand on the small of their back, helping gently push them, hopefully, in the correct direction.
You know, one of the things that occurs to me, Susan, is you're helping women, and you mentioned women that have been subjected to domestic violence. This is a particular issue about self-esteem, right? But it's true for a lot of women, for whatever their circumstances are. And so what you're really helping them do is turn down the self-critic, turn down the self-editor, if you will, and trust in themselves.
That's exactly right. And the ladies who come to Dress for Success, they come from a wide range of circumstances. Many have been through tough circumstances, whether it's domestic violence, maybe they've been in the sex trade, sex traffic industry. They may be homeless currently. They may have just had a run of bad luck. And I literally have seen all of the above and additional things that have happened to women over the course of the few years that I've been at Dress for Success. But what I can tell you each one of them has is the desire to build a better life for themselves and their families. And by the time they reach us, I would say probably 90% of the women truly want the help that we offer. And they're typically very pleasantly surprised when they come into our office and find professionals from other companies that come in and mentor and work with them and spend part of their business day helping the women that we serve.
Wow. Susan Bonds-McCulloch, folks. She's the executive director of Dress for Success Atlanta. Susan, let's talk about those volunteers, because sounds like you have volunteer opportunities. Talk about where they come from, what they do.
So we work with corporate volunteers from many of our corporate sponsored companies. Am I able to say any of those?
Absolutely. So, bring them on. Let's shout them out.
So thank you, UPS. Thank you, ADP. Thank you, Capital One. Thank you, Insperity. Thank you, State Farm. Thank you, Lady Hawks. Those are some of the ones that just come to mind at the, right off the top of my head, but we have many others.
Okay.
And what these companies have in common is they all have a desire to help our community grow. They all have a desire to see the Atlanta community be a better place. And they do that. They really put time and effort into it, and they put monetary support into it also. So, for example, most of those that I just mentioned send corporate volunteers in. We are about to reopen to see our clients in March. So we have been serving people virtually for the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So this past year, we served about 865 women. But they missed something by not being able to come into the office. So we're about to open back up. And the volunteer opportunities for corporations really they're very inspiring opportunities for employees to come in. they literally get to work hand in hand, one-on-one with the women we serve. So one of the opportunities is in our Career Center. So they do the mock interviews, they review resumes. There has been some organic mentorship growing out of this. They review LinkedIn profiles and help ladies clean up their social media. But more than that, they really, truly instill a sense of value to the women we serve, because when the ladies come in and they realize they're going to get 30 minutes to an hour with a corporate volunteer that they would not get to be in front of in any other situation, they are so thankful for that time and to have someone who they look up to and they wish to emulate work directly with them. Then they go into our clothing closet and we dress our ladies for their interviews or for their jobs. So, and we dress our ladies from head to toe. So I know everyone wants to know about the clothes. All of our clothes are 100% donated. We take clothing donations on Mondays, and it is Monday from 10 to 2 at our location in Sandy Springs. And we accept gently used women's professional clothing. Anything that's an undergarment or touches the body, we ask that it be brand new, still in the packaging. But what the lady leaves there with as far as clothes are concerned, she typically leaves with, depending on what her circumstance is, 2 to 5 complete outfits, including handbags, shoes, and toiletry items, because many of the women that we serve are homeless and they need a myriad of things that, we try and provide. So everything that we offer them has been donated, and we are truly grateful for the Atlanta community. One of the things that I think that Atlanta knows us by is our dress, but they do not realize that all these other programs we've been talking about need help also. So we also take monetary donations and are very grateful for the support that we receive from our corporate partners and the Atlanta community in that way.
Now, speaking of opportunities to contribute monetarily, you have a big gala every year. Let's talk about that.
So in September, we actually host 2 fundraisers a year.
Okay.
Let's do them in order, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so
sure.
The first one is coming up in March. It is Women's Empowerment Month.
Okay.
And we have something called Your Hour, Her Power. So for 1 hour of your pay, if you choose to donate it one time a year or once a month or once a week, you can help lift a woman out of poverty. If you would like more information about that, you can go onto our website at atlanta.dressforsuccess.org, or you can call our phone number at 404-589-1177. At the end of that month, at the end of March, we'll host a luncheon. So if anyone's interested in sponsorship or attending the luncheon, they can reach out and ask for me directly and just call the number, and I'll be happy to help.
And what folks, we're recording this show on Valentine's Day 2022. So if you're listening past March and want to get involved next year, you can be in touch with Susan.
100%. The other thing we do is we do focus on the women of power during the month of March. So if anyone happens to know a woman that they would like to nominate, anytime during the year, you can reach out to me. And as far as our gala, we host that once.
Now, let me, if you don't mind, let me stop you on that. So talk about the Woman of Power. Is that an awards?
It is.
Okay, yeah, say more about that.
So this is for women in our community that we truly feel have made some type of significant contribution. So we spotlight them during the month of March.
Okay.
We do something very similar to what you and I are doing right now, but we do it via a video chat, and we interview each woman, and we host them on our website. So awesome. All of our social media, and then at the end of the month, we will host a luncheon to, honor each woman. Last year was the first year we did this, and we honored about 30 women.
Oh, wow.
So you think about, we all try and give back. Most people do not get the recognition that they deserve for what they do. So this is our small way to say thank you to the women who've come before us and really kind of blaze the trail to help elevate women in our community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great work. So I interrupted you on the way to the gala. We want to get to the gala.
The gala is a lot of fun.
Okay.
So we typically have a lot of fun at the gala, but the goal is to raise a good bit of money because it's our main source of income to help with our overhead expenses throughout the year. So it keeps Dress for Success's doors open so we can continue to do the work that's near and dear to my heart to help these women. We host it in September. It's at the Intercontinental Hotel. I am currently looking for sponsors, so anyone who's interested in perhaps sponsoring or attending, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, I will give you our phone number, which is 404-589-1177. That's probably the best way to get me. Just leave a voicemail, and I'll be happy to return your call just as soon as I can. So
I'd
love to see all your listeners there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow, this has been great. But you've covered some of your near-term plans. Talk about maybe what it looks like longer term, 3 to 5 years. What's your plan out there? What is Dress for Success Atlanta going to look like?
So the goal is to continue to grow and expand the number of women that we serve within our community. 3 to 5 year plan, shorter term, we hope to open a second location somewhere else in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
That is a goal to help serve more women. 3 to 5 years, we may look at Macon, Columbus, and look at another location a little further south. There is a lot of need. We are currently the only Dress for Success location in the state of Georgia, and there is not one within the state of Alabama.
Oh, wow.
So I have served women as far north as past Chattanooga and as far west as Birmingham. There's a huge need. So anyone who has any ideas about helping me open that second location, please feel free to reach out to me. But that's the goal.
Wow. What a worthy goal. And what great work you're doing, Susan. You've got to be so gratified at some of the stories of transformation that you help bring about. You've mentioned a couple, but I'd love it if you could share maybe another what you see as success story, someone that you've helped that has gone on to do great work.
Sure, 100%. So we have a lady who we have helped recently, and she's actually working for another Dress for Success location.
Oh,
she wanted to do something philanthropic, but she lives here in Atlanta and she's working remotely. We really do try and keep our ladies' privacy and honor that.
sure.
She is helping other women. She's received I believe, a full-time job there and is working remotely. We also happen to have one of our former clients who works for UPS and has done a great job climbing the corporate ladder there. I will tell you that, those are the success stories that stand out right off the top of my head. But you see women who come in all the time who tell us, we have a job because of you. And we have ladies who are attending these classes that I was telling you about a little earlier that they don't have the money to go and pay for computer classes. So to have this training made available to them at no charge is something that they are very grateful for. We've got women out there that continue to come back and work with us who have been through Dress for Success sometimes in the last 10 or 15 years that are now teaching. So I really could go on and on.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and I would love it if you would do that. But that said, we need to get you back to the great work you do. And this has been awesome. And I can't imagine folks that, having heard this interview, wouldn't want to be in touch and see how they can help get involved and connected in some way. So let's give them more directions on how to do that. Repeat that phone number and maybe a website, anything else you want to offer.
Sure. So our phone number is 404-589-1177, and our website is atlanta.dressforsuccess.org. please feel free to call and you can ask for me directly. I would be happy to talk to you. I know I'm going to get thousands of calls, so please be patient and I'll return your call just as soon as I can.
That's right. And again, folks, this is for women. If you got men's clothes, there's other alternatives, but this is for women exclusively. So, Susan, again, thank you for the great work you do. It's been an honor to have you.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate the platform.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, folks, just a quick reminder, if you are looking for something more than that drive-through fast food thing that you've been doing for your family and you really want to give them something that they'll be excited about when you bring home, well, here's an idea. Let Us Cook for You meals served up by A&S Culinary Concepts. Now, they're an award-winning culinary studio, and they do corporate catering and corporate team building, and they've got a big green egg boot camp, boot camps that they run that are fabulous. But during the pandemic, they came up with Let Us Cook for You meals, and they have been so popular, they're still doing them. So here's what my suggestion is. Go to asculinaryconcepts.com and check out their menus. I think you'll be glad you did. And once you do it, you will keep doing it because your family's going to love you for bringing home gourmet meals prepared by executive chef Andrew Traub and his team, and they do terrific work. If you'd like to give Andrew a call directly, which I encourage you to do, call him at 678-336-9196 and learn more from him. And I think you'll be glad you did. And hey, folks, just a quick reminder, North Fulton Business Radio is available on all the major podcast apps. North Fulton Business Radio is a search term. Imagine that. And when you search and find the show, if you're not subscribed, please do so. And we would love it if you would share the show. So if you've heard something today that has inspired you, and I can't imagine that that's not the case, I would love it if you would share the show and to help them, Susan and all our other guests for that matter, be found, because we want to celebrate them and the great work that they do. That's our whole mission here at Business RadioX. So for my guest, Susan Bonds-McCulloch, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.